I literally cannot wait to teach you this neutral look. I'm obsessed with some of these products. I'm gonna be using like some new products in here which have blown my mind, and they will blow your mind when you see them work. They are absolutely amazing. But this whole neutral look is something I know you're gonna love, so stay tuned. As you can see, I have nothing on my face, so I'm gonna get started with my skincare. I'm using my Drunk Elephant Ceramide AFI Balm first, and I'm just gonna smooth this over the eye area. I genuinely do feel like my eyes, like my dark circles have got so much better since using that retinol. I'm using the Sunday Riley retinol on my eyes. It's obviously for the eyes, and I use it a couple of times a week at night. And initially I was like, no, because I was looking at them and they were like really dry, but it's because I was using them every day. Using it every day. I would suggest using it like once a week to start off with and then slowly build it up. I'm still at like twice a week, but I could potentially like take it up a notch to like maybe like 3 times a week. But during the day I use my Drunk Elephant and sometimes my Shiseido. It really depends what's close to me. But I'm going to move on to my moisturizer. I'm going to be using a new moisturizer today because I'm actually trying this for the first time. It's by Violet France. I think that is the full name, but I love the packaging. They sent it over and I'm so intrigued. I want to really see what this is like. This is a face cream and more, so like you can use this kind of anywhere. I think this is fragrance free, it's vegan, and it comes in the most stunning little kind of like pack. It's so nice. I think there was like one of those things in there that helps you to like scrape everything out of the tube. I'm gonna see what this is like. I really like that it's not overly thick. It's actually like a lotion. Doesn't smell of anything. Okay, a little goes a long way. I can really tell that this is hydrating. It's almost like a milk on the skin. This is pretty impressive. I mean, oh my God, like just that small amount, I've literally been able to use it as a hand cream. It's not greasy at all. I really like that cream. That is a really good cream, and look at the glow it gives you. Don't forget that the links are in my description, by the way, so you can head on over and grab yours. Really excited about this look today because obviously it's one of my favorites. It's a neutral look, which I'm really excited about. I'm gonna start with my primer. I've got my Milk Hydro Grip primer here, and I'm just gonna do one pump. Just gonna smooth that over. Okay, I am going to be doing my base first actually. I was just kind of like thinking to myself, should I do my base first? Should I do it after? I usually do my base after if I'm doing a super heavy look on the eyes, but I'm not going to go super heavy. I really want to make this wearable, and I am so excited for you guys to see this whole look. I think you're going to love it. This is the Haus Labs foundation, the Triclone. Is it called Triclone? It must be called Triclone. Skin Tech Foundation. My shade is 300 medium neutral, and my face is actually a little bit lighter than this at the moment because I am tanned, as you can see, but my face doesn't ever really tan as much as the rest of my body, so we need to kind of match that up. This is my Sigma F85 brush, and we're just gonna like swirl this onto the skin. I am super impressed with that moisturizer, by the way. Like, it feels so good on the skin and it doesn't feel greasy at all. Do you ever just start your makeup and then you haven't even got anywhere close to finishing it yet? Like, I'm just putting my foundation on and already I'm like, this is gonna be a good look. I feel like my makeup is gonna look really good today. Do you ever get that? But then I also get those times where I'm like, this isn't gonna look good today. And it's just, you know, the kind of day you're having. If you think my voice sounds weird, it's because, do you remember I had the flu recently and my voice was just all weird? Well, I don't have the flu anymore. Like, I feel fine, but weirdly, like, I don't know, I'm just getting like, I feel like it's like in my ear, so I feel like I've got an ear infection or something. I don't know what is going on. It's just crazy. I just feel like it's just one thing after the other at the moment, and I really just want to be 100% better. But there you go. That is life.
If you feel like you're getting value from this video, then please do hit the thumbs up button because it's really going to help my channel out. If you want to see more videos like this, then don't forget to hit the subscribe button and also that bell button so that you're notified every time a new video drops. I am on all of the social media platforms listed below, and links to these can be found in my description box below, along with some amazing discount codes from some of my favorite beauty brands. Thanks so much for your support. Now let's get back to this video.
I honestly love this foundation. Why is it so good? Okay, next I'm going to be using a new concealer. This is the Guerlain Terracotta Concealer. I actually really love Guerlain products. Like, I feel like, how can I describe it? Like, I feel like they do the most amazing bronzers for a start. Their powders are really good too. Everything that they do is really good. I've not actually tried a Guerlain foundation. I think I have in the past, like a very long time ago. And I think I really liked it, but it just wasn't the right shade for me. But I don't know what it is. I just feel like they get it right. And I do feel like it's a little bit underrated. But anyway, this is their new Terracotta Concealer. And it's a perfecting natural concealer, 24-hour wear, transfer proof. Now, my shade, this is a joke. I literally cannot read it. Is 2.5N. Well, this is I got a couple sent to me and this was the closest. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply some of this just to my eyelids. Now you wanna make sure that you apply a decent amount of concealer onto your eyelids, and the reason being is actually gonna help this whole eye look that we're gonna be doing as well. So I'm just gonna go ahead and press this in with my beauty blender. Okay, I'm loving this concealer. I'm really excited to use it on my under eye area now just to see what it's like there. I've got my Makeup Forever Ultra HD setting powder in Light Banana. We're just going to press this on with my powder puff, which is from Laura Mercier. So before I move on, I'm going to very quickly just put some lip product on because my lips are feeling a little bit dry. This is my Dior Lip Maximizer in the clear shade. I usually apply that at the beginning and then just let it sit, and then by the time I get to my lips, it's not as glossy and it's kind of like just perfect. Okay, concealer on the rest of the face now, so let's go for this because I'm really excited to see what this is like. I really like the consistency. It's super easy to kind of like glide onto the skin. It's not overly kind of thick, it's creamy. I feel like I don't have to keep dipping into it. Like yeah, well, so far I'm really liking it. I've not had to double dip at all. Let's just buff this in here. Okay, let's see what this is like. Let's buff this in. See if it's enough to cover my dark circles. It's a really good concealer. It blends so easily. It's a nice concealer. Okay, I've got a little bit more of that foundation that I used on the back of my hand. Just gonna go over that and go over where I've applied the concealer because I don't like to just finish with just concealer. I like to just kind of tie it in with a bit of foundation if I am kind of like putting concealer on top of my foundation. In case that didn't make sense, what I meant was I love underpainting, so I put my concealer on first and then I go over with my foundation. But sometimes that can be a bit time consuming, and sometimes, you know, it might be a bit much for during the day, or I just don't, most of the time it's because I just don't have the time. So in which case, what I generally tend to do is put my foundation on the way I have, put my concealer on, and then just put a very, very tiny amount of foundation on top. It only works, by the way, both of these techniques work with a light to medium coverage foundation because the full coverage will just cover everything up and then there's no point. So just an FYI there for you. So now I'm going to use my Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Sun Kissed Glow Bronzer in number 3 Tan, and I've got a spare beauty blender that I use for this, so I'm just going to go into this. This is quite pigmented, so you don't actually need a lot, and I am just going to sculpt my cheekbones. So I use the back of the sponge to blend it just by pressing. There you go. So I use the tip there to kind of like apply it. You can see it's a bit harsh now, right? So then I just use the back of the sponge to keep dabbing over, but don't spread it anywhere, just dab. And it softens it. I will go along my jawline, because why not? Who doesn't want a sharp jawline? And then I think I'm going to just do my nose quickly. I might as well because I'm here. Now to set everything, I'm going to use my Makeup Forever powder. I'm going to press it in on certain areas and then just dust it on other areas. So let's just make sure I don't have any creases on my under eyes first. I mean, I do want quite a matte finish, so that's why I'm kind of like really making sure it's nice and mattified. Okay, I'm really happy with the base. I like how I've got some sculpting, and I'm obsessed with that concealer. That is such a good concealer. So I think the next stage should be the brows. I just want to kind of like use a couple of other products that are new. This is the Urban Decay Slick Day Brow, and it's like a brow kind of laminator, and apparently it doesn't leave that horrible white cast over your brows. So let's see. I mean, if it doesn't, I mean, I really hope it does actually hold it in place, because that's the issue, right? You find some brow products and they really do hold your brows in place and give you that kind of laminated look, but it ends up looking white. So let's see if this actually does what it says. Okay, firstly, it's very sticky, so it actually does keep your brows there. Let's hope it actually stays there. I'm intrigued to find out if there's any kind of like white cast, because that's the issue with what is going on with most of my brow products that I use. The comb is very good, by the way. It like fully does comb through your hair. Okay, interesting. That I think is definitely gonna sit in my personal stash. Now we need to let that dry for a little bit. Guys, I'm really liking that concealer. That concealer is amazing. Like, it looks so good on the under eye area. Like, it doesn't look cakey at all. Not cakey at all. So I would definitely go. I would run and get that concealer. Literally run, right? The link is in my description. Make sure you go grab it. So, okay, moving on. I'm gonna use the Urban Decay Big Bush Brow, and this is in Brunette Betty, and this apparently kind of bushes up your brows, if that makes sense. It goes really well with what I've just used. I do have a couple of greys in my brows, so this actually does make them look a little thicker. That's pretty good. You can see a little grey that I've got here, so hopefully it covers that. I'm pretty impressed with that too. I'm going to use that again as well. Now I need to let that dry a little bit, but I do have the Brow Blade from Urban Decay, and I think I'm going to use the Brunette Betty. Oh, so it's a pencil on one side and the... Oh yeah, I have used this before. This is pretty good. Okay, so let's use this. Still need to let that dry. Let's just let that dry for a second so I can have a coffee. Okay, so I think my brows are dry. So let's now, shall I do the pen first? Yeah, I'm gonna do the pen first. I mean, this is an ultra fine pen. I feel like this is thinner than the one that I've used before. So I don't know if they've redone it. This brow pen is amazing. I really feel like it's different from the one that I've used before, because this is ultra fine and it doesn't give that horrible ink finish. I'm super impressed with this. Okay, so now I'm going to flip it round and use the pencil side, where I feel like I don't need to do much really with this now. I've not had to do much. Is this my new brow combo? Because I'm really, really impressed with it. Okay guys, I think it is. I think it's my new brow combo. I really, really like it. No white cast. Let's see by the end of it. I don't think we're gonna get any white cast, because they wouldn't say that you don't get it if you do. Okay, so now I'm gonna use my Makeup by Mario Master Matte, the Neutrals palette. And this is like the cool palette, so it's not like warm shades in there. Let's get my Sigma E45 brush, and I'm gonna use the shade 8. Just apply the color kind of like in the crease from the inner corner, so like the beginning of the lash line. Just go back and forth like that. We're not applying much, so make sure you do dab it on the back of your hand first, because like I said, I don't want to make this wearable. Now we're going to go at the end of the lash line and focus on putting it in the crease from there. Don't hold the brush like this so that you're just using the tip. Hold it like that so it's resting against your eyelid. That way what you're going to do is you're going to get the colour on your eyelid and in the crease, rather than just the crease. But it's really important to dab on the back of your hand first. So I dab in the colour once and then I dab on the back of my hand. See how we've now got the colour on the end of the lash line and the beginning on the actual lid. And now this is where we're going to use the tip and we're going to go across the crease so that it's not touching the lid, and then drag it out just a little. You can drag it out however much you want, but it's as simple as that. That is a pretty simple look, and honestly it's really easy. So remember, we're holding the brush kind of, you know, slanted so it's pressing against the lid, or it's skimming there just as we're kind of moving into the crease. Same here. And then change the angle and go into the crease so it's just the crease and not pressing onto the lid. And then take it out however much you want. Now I've got my Sigma L04 brush, and it's like a really tiny dome brush, and it actually says detailed lip brush, but I like using it for the eyes. So I'm going to use that same colour, dab it onto my hand, and I'm basically just going to press along the lash line. Now we're going to do the same on the lower lash line, so just focus on going into the lashes, not so much below the lashes, but more so kind of in between the lashes. This always tickles me. I end up doing it with my eye closed. So you can see we've got a really nice soft neutral kind of smoky eye there. Now this brush is perfect for this. I'm using the E06 brush, which is the winged liner brush from Sigma, and I'm going to go into the dark shade, which is 12, and this is where I'm going to basically press in between my lashes. I'm not kind of gliding it across because I don't want any of the product to kind of I don't want any fallout. Basically I'm just tight lining along the lash line, but only go to the end of the lash line. Look at the difference that makes. That's crazy, and it doesn't even look like you're wearing eyeliner. And it's always a good idea to look down when you're doing this, down into the mirror. I am going to go into the lower lashes as well, so tight lining the lower lashes but not all the way in. Just like, I'd say, 3/4 of the way in. Okay, we're going to use the Sigma E21 brush. I'm going to go into the shade 10, and make sure you dab it on the back of your hand. Now this is where we're going to hold the brush like this, and we're going to basically press and drag a little bit, not move back and forth, just press and drag. So we're going to basically go right from the end of the lash line and press and drag up. We just want a little bit of a gradient effect. And then we're also going to continue it coming out a little bit. So almost like where you'd put your eyeliner, like your flick. That's enough. Like keep it very subtle. I find that doing this looking down helps as well. But if you prefer to do it looking straight ahead, you can. It's whatever you prefer. I personally like to do it kind of looking down initially, and then when I get to the flick bit, I like to look straight so that I know where I'm kind of taking it. Use your finger if you need to kind of drag it out anywhere. Okay, gonna use my YSL Lash Clash mascara, my favorite mascara. While I'm putting this on, have you guys subscribed to my newsletter? Please make sure you subscribe because you're gonna love it. It's not a case of getting emails all the time. I only post on there 3 times a week, so you're not inundated with emails. But secondly, you don't even have to wait for the email. Just go straight to the site. It's like going to an online magazine. That's literally it. You have 2 options. You can either subscribe for free, which basically gives you access to numerous newsletters during the week, but if you go for the paid version, which only costs around a coffee a month, you can basically get an extra newsletter during the week, possibly even 2 sometimes, but definitely once a week you get an extra newsletter. So you get everything in the free version, but you also get extra, and you get to be part of a community where we can chat, and there's a whole group of us, everyone who's on that paid subscriber list, we can all chat together, and it's actually really nice, because when I kind of message on there, like sometimes, like for example, last couple of months have been absolute mayhem for me with doing the Met Gala, coming back, getting the flu, sisters over, and then hubby's birthday, and then his brother over. So it's been a bit kind of like all over the place. Like I haven't had a chance to actually settle down, which I think is why I'm like getting ill constantly at the moment as well. Like I messaged today, and it's just so, I even said in my message, I was like, guys, I really love this little community that we have. It's so close knit, and also it just feels like you've got a bunch of friends where, you know, you go off and we all get busy, but then you come back and it's like you never left. It's like you just pick up from where you left off, and it's just really nice, and we all have a chat. So yeah, if you want to go for the paid subscriber, you can go for that. And also we do have like another option, which is become a founding member, which basically means that you can pay a bit more than the paid version, which gives you access to everything, but also it does help to support me in terms of like just everything I do. Obviously I do everything for free for you guys. Like I really do hope that you guys appreciate the content that I put out. I mean, I really love doing it for you guys too. You know, it just helps me to kind of like, how can I put it, like reinvest back into the business and bring you better content and be able to invest in like new products for you guys to learn about. Sometimes you guys message me and you say, have you tried this foundation? Have you tried that? So it allows me to be able to go off and buy those things so that I can actually review them for you. You know, there are numerous ways you can help with that. You could either maybe go for the founding subscriber on my newsletter, because, you know, it all is one pool at the end of the day. You could potentially leave a super thanks on here. So if you want me to go out and buy a certain foundation, maybe look up how, if you're really desperate for me to try it, you know, look up how much it is, do a little super thanks. It would really help me. And yeah, so make sure you go to my newsletter and subscribe. All the links are in my description. My newsletter is called the Beauty Breakfast Club, which I think is an awesome name, and I would really love you to be part of our club. Also, don't forget, I do have a vlog channel, so I've got another YouTube channel, which basically is my life. So you get to kind of like see what it's like going to all these places with me. There's also a vlog video, by the way, of a full kind of journey of the Met Gala experience. So you get to come along with me, flying from Dubai to New York. It was amazing. I mean, how amazing is this mascara? Let's talk about that as well. So let me just put this on my lower lashes. Guys, that eyebrow slick eyebrow thing from Urban Decay has not left a white cast, and it's kept my brows there. That is my ultimate new favourite brow laminator. Now that we've done these eyes, how pretty are these eyes? I know, I love this kind of like makeup. It's just a really kind of, I just never thought I would really like the Neutrals palette, because obviously I love the Master Mattes, the original palette, but I've got the Neutrals palette now, and I didn't think I was gonna like it, because I'm like, okay, they're all kind of like cool tones, but oh my God, are they amazing. I'm officially a cool girl now. I'm not just a warm tones girl, I'm officially a cool girl. Next up, we are gonna add the lips. Okay, so I'm gonna use this lip liner. No, this is a bit pinkish. You know what, I'm gonna use this lip liner. This is the Huda Beauty lip contour in Rich Brown. It's pretty deep, but you know what? I want that kind of lip today. So I'm gonna go ahead and line my lips. Very dark, but the reason I use this specific brand is because it's very easy to blend and lighten. So you can go for that initial really deep lip line and then blend it. Okay, now let's blend this lip. Now I want a really sharp lip line, but I don't want it to look as bold as this. So you've got to use a good lip brush for this. So a good one is the Charlotte Tilbury lip brush, because it's so square that you can really kind of drag the lip line in without distorting the edges of the lip line. I actually really like that. So next up, what I'm gonna go for is my Anastasia Beverly Hills Lip Velvet in Parchment. And I'm gonna apply this mainly around the edge. Didn't I tell you guys before I started, well, when I first started, that I'm gonna love this look? I just had a feeling. Sometimes I have that, you know, where I have like, I start something and I'm like, okay, I know I'm gonna really love this. This is gonna be one of my favorite looks. This is such a stunning color. Blend. Not all the way in, just the edges. I'm obsessed already. Even this on its own looks so good. Okay, next up is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Lip Velvet in Peachy Nude. We only want a very small amount of this. Just in the center. You can either do that with the lip brush or like your I was gonna say pencil. I meant your finger. Oh my God. I'm dying. I love this look. It's so good. I'm obsessed with this look. I'm so obsessed with this look. Okay, anyway, next up, we've got the YSL All Hours Hyper Bronze, and this is in 04, and this is, look how pretty that is. It's a leather case. I mean, it looks so good. And then you've got your bronzer. Now, I've got my Refa 18 brush, and I'm just gonna like, just go over wherever I feel like I want a bit more bronze. Maybe warm up my face a bit. I really do love this whole look. How are we liking it, guys? I think we are done. We're done. How amazing is this look? This is definitely one of my favorites now that I've done. I absolutely love it. I am so loving the darker lip line. I love it. I just think it's just reminds me of the whole 90s look. It's so nice. I need somewhere to go now so that I can actually go with this look on because I love it, but it's got to be like an event or something, right? Because it's too much for lunch. I mean, I've got lunch tomorrow, but I don't want to go with lunch because I feel like, you know, it's a bit scary. So it's a bit scary. So I think I want to keep this for like an event, you know, like a makeup event so that people know, okay, yeah, it's a makeup event. She can get away with it. That's the kind of like thing that I want, but I really, really love this look. I'm obsessed with this smoky eye and everything. So I really hope you've enjoyed this. I hope it's something you're going to try too. And there are a few kind of new products like that were snuck in there, which I wanted to try. And I'm absolutely obsessed with the brows. Oh my God, amazing products there. The concealer is my new favorite concealer. Going to be using that all the time because wow, it just looks so good on the under eye area. So, and I'm so pleased that the color matches me too. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments box below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button so that you never miss any of my future videos. Until the next video, take care and I'll see you soon.